Hello. The original upload for this video was hit with a copyright strike. You can listen in full detail what happened in my previous video. Today, I have begrudgingly replaced any Ghibli footage with my own. If you wish to view the original quality, with its intended artistic vision, it can only be available through my Patreon. There's a link down below if this interests you, or you want to support my channel and receive a short list of benefits. Sorry for any inconvenience. Hope you enjoy my film. Thank you. Rumor has it, as primates we lost the ability to produce vitamin C, so we as humans today rely on acidic remedies to discourage emerging illness. This is how I feel about writing. A sour taste that adds texture, a flavor of vinegar, a hint of citrus, a serving of yogurt. It's an addition, it protects us, we find it appealing, though it hurts to touch. Our cheeks may pucker and our eyes may squint, a ghoulish task to treat so kindly. Evening falls on Thursday events, still air pervaded by a heavy languor, coating the scene with ennui. Streaks of muted grey cast thin ribbons across dark oak walls. I walk inside with tired stupor, towards the paper perched upon a makeshift desk. Come nightfall I wish to complete the bulk of my script, leaving me adequate time to publish the results. The following is a narrative biography succeeding the viewing of a film. In specific, an observed phenomenon through videos on its subject. Littered throughout these monologues were themes of personal experience, more so than you would expect. Cuts in the viewers left trails of blood, seeped through lines on paper. Burnout, anxiety, depression, it was common amongst this film in particular. It were a knife, a sword, a pen. I would like to show you what I observed. Houses dot lake perimeters, peppering the landscape in sparse, modest numbers, comprising a small town in which few reside, a young girl lying comfortably on the grass, besides a radio that narrates today's weather. A beautiful full moon lighting up the sky, so if you've been planning something special, tonight may be the night. Common practice for a witch her age, she must experience a 4 years living in another town, satisfying her training and earning her independence. Excitement bellows from her every action, racing to inform immediate family and relatives. Her mother, exercising caution, discourages immediate action, apprehensive of insufficient training, her weak flying ability and vulnerable spirit. Could her daughter be so susceptible to oblivious danger? Was her desire stronger than the hurdles of existence? Her father is forced to cancel plans, ill-prepared for tonight's preemptive leave. Her youth is unexpectedly swift, those unwitting caught off guard. That is our structure. A child whose naivety is boundless, and passion causes spontaneity. Life-altering decisions are made in pursuit of great possibilities. The film wastes no time in establishing its motivation, the first and most obvious metaphor of the movie. In the air over the ocean, set course due south, towards a city that borders its waters. Mirrored on the vision of sweeter cities such as Stockholm and Visby, the population is packed in developed housing and sprawling apartments. Close living amongst a sea of flourishing townsfolk. An ideal location to stake a residence. Just the kind of place she always imagined, though not one accustomed to witches. To localize her presence and immerse into the population requires a considerable amount of learning, though this task is met with predictable optimism. Look, it's so amazing how many people there are. Assumptions of a smooth and straightforward arrival are quickly squandered in place of immediate reality. Humiliation and a crowd of onlookers watching a degrading crash in multi-car accident. Her mother's concerns of an unsteady flight vindicated in her attempt to land, leaving spooked onlookers apprehensive when interacting. Authorities even pressure the young witch to meet swarms of casually strolling pedestrians. It's anxiety-inducing, belittlement from embarrassing event after embarrassing event, without even a second to place her feet on the concrete pavement, already struggling to fit into this new environment. The visual element of walking around reminds me strikingly of the final act of Studio Ghibli's other film Pompoko, attempting to blend in, appear normal, act natural, as though your true self gets perceived as abhuman. It's a profoundly post-human experience, magnified by the universal experience of leaving home and contributing to adult life, navigating the sensory world, feeling unfit in the structure of your environment, not human like the rest of them, something slightly different, separate from the average person, on an entirely unique perspective, a behavior disavowed, in a new town a witch trying to fly, clipped by the law, told to obey their standards. Malaise sets urgently, 30 minutes past sunset. A cool, wet wind punctuates the hour, skies seized by clouds, and bodies melancholy. Somewhere between the dole lies a shade-soaked sun wallowing in secret. There's little confidence the sun will leave its dormancy, a doubt which remains consistent regardless of seasonal occupation or time of day. Naturally, my work ran on a mix of stubborn motivation and copious servings of coffee. Consistent, reliable, and just like everything else, working. Passing through days with tolerable ease. That's the condition I'm used to. A recent thought has crept into the creases of my mind. I notice something strange every day. A little idea or a pressure to think. Should I quit? I'm a good-looking guy, I can do it, it won't be so bad. If this writing thing falls short, I have other avenues. I should drink more coffee. Coffee lubricates the process. Does a flat white offer more than a cappuccino? I only drink lattes. Pussy drinks for queers and rich assholes. Maybe I should drink more. As a reward. Doesn't feel that rewarding. I should get back to work, there's more to be done. Then more I want to do. I grip my coffee a little tighter. The heat of its liquids seep out into my palm. The condensation drips briskly over my fingers, moving in reaction to anxiously scratch the cup's exterior. Leave right now, work demands. These are your goals. Why kill them early? You haven't even created anything to begin with. Is that all you want? Pity? Are you selfish? Whose goals are these? You should drink more coffee. Top shelf on your left. Above the fruit bowl, you can't miss it. Where am I now? I'm in the kitchen. Time borders on dark. Sounds of boiling water fade gradually into range. I lean back across the counter with my hands gripped around the mug. You wanted this, remember? Everyone struggles with adversity. Remember that movie Click, where he keeps skipping past the bad parts? That movie sucked. Why did people watch that? That one scene with the dad was pretty sweet. It gave the movie some character. Otherwise it sucked. Maybe people liked it because of those scenes. The corny doesn't bother them. Even God loves dumb creatures, you know? You could make something better than that. Something with meaning. Shut up, don't put other people down. Uncut Gems is great, and you have it sitting in a watch list. Lazy fuck. Alright, money where your mouth is. You want to make something meaningful, you've got work to get back to. Chapter 2. Work until exhaustion. A tale on the gig economy stands centerfold to this film, to the trials of freelance living in an environment that demands attention. How one witch navigates this lifestyle, working strenuously to provide for others and to please her perfectionist mind, to the adversities of an economy that feels set up to discourage her, devalues her abilities and depresses her spirit. She requires a direction that she can utilize her passion to exist comfortably, to capitalize on her unique abilities, her repertoire of flying and overwhelming persistence. Granting an excess of opportunities, Kiki takes position at the local bakery, who accommodates room to occupy and the space needed to establish a postal service, a place where her passion, her pleasure, and her aspirations are molded into her job, though the tribulations of a work-life balance follow with immediate agony. Rain frequents her deliveries. It accompanies many of her flights, in fact. A hindrance is the first major affliction on her craft. A special herring and pumpkin pie is requested for delivery to a distant birthday party, crafted by grandparents who paid Kiki for her service. These grandparents are ill-prepared and through a failure of faulty technology, couldn't bake the pie in time for Kiki's arrival. Scrambling to make time in her active schedule, hastily stokes a fire in an old-fashioned wood oven, completing menial chores to pass time during baking. These efforts impress the older ladies. Her diligence and upbeat attitude are unparalleled. An exceptional passion that is in one part unnatural to the audience and in another part almost undeserving to such an arduous world, though in no parts unappreciated. Rising back into the ear once more to be suddenly ambushed by sudden torrential rain, beating down in physical restraints, pushing back the delivery and making her cold and wet. She arrives endued with sodden clothes, unveiling her pie shielded from the rain, presented in view of the answering customer. An ungrateful child mirrored on the reflection of privilege who appears immediately displeased, reluctantly taking her present before lamenting her disgust, draining the energy Kiki poured into her work, tearing away all the care and effort like thin strips of paper. The time she devoted in the labor of flying just to be served with rejection. The experience simmers into anguish. What could be best described as betrayal conditions itself to work. Flight becomes associated with exhaustion. Her supposed gift, a talent of flying, is cast to sail through rain on a path to disrespect. A An ability so natural, so intrinsic to her character. Any deviation from success feels like a personal slight. That is too how it comes to be after wearing herself thin. What came so naturally becomes impossible the following morning. The coldness of last night's delivery persists for the resulting illness. A bedridden fever symptomized by a strong headache. Is someone pounding on my head? She tells the caregiver. Am I going to shrivel up and die? Should she reference the fever, this would be nothing more than dramatic, though the parallel of preceding exhaustion is a far superior analogy. What more feels like pounding forts than overbearing anxiety? To crumble into submission and collapse with fatigue. Though she should eat, heal, and recover, she claims to be not hungry. Her body will change faster than her brain. The drive to create still present, though the power to move is unavailable. The film masks oppression with thin veils of illness, and the sudden absence of ability. Her body, now physically recovered, cannot perform the tasks which brought her identity. First, her mystical black cat loses the power to communicate, a skill only existent between the two, followed by an inability to fly. All she once had now is gone, like the person she explained just moments prior. The other me, the cheerful, honest me, went off somewhere. I think something's wrong. Her flight, once embedded into her sense of self, has changed. The flaming passion is dwindling. It's fading away. It's burnt out.
Oh, I was just watching that film. It's a bit late right now. Aren't you cold?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. You're alright. Come in. How's your paper going? You still writing about that movie? Send me a copy when you get the chance. You know, I really enjoyed watching it tonight.
I haven't worked. I've been in a bit of a rut lately.
That bad, huh? So that's why you came around. Why don't you head downstairs and I'll fix you a coffee. Something like a monkey on a typewriter. It's a shock you ain't found nothing yet. Maybe you're taking the wrong approach.
No, I don't think so. Those monkeys wrote Shakespeare, I'm writing Gabby Hanna.
That drama's bullshit, and you know that.
I don't keep up with drama, it's not my style.
You know, monkeys never did write Shakespeare. There's better things to do with your time.
Like what?
Go for a walk. Watch the scenery. Doze off at noon. Don't take it too serious, because you're not writing Shakespeare. You're writing Clappy.
Ouch. And you sure they'll work out? What if I leave it and everything falls apart?
Work for me. You and I are the same. We degrade, we spoil, we fade, all in synchrony. If your absurdity cannot be confounded by strenuous effort, then your body demands a break. I experience it just as well. You and I are the same.
Are you saying I'm destined to fail?
I'm saying we're destined to succeed. You place too much weight on what's in front of you. Still, you'll work it out. You just need time. No point making a scene of attention about what's not there. I'll drink your coffee, by the way. I'll need it. Got my own work to do.
Perhaps adversity is part of the process. No one will claim it's their favourite, no one will grieve when it's over, but no one will avoid its presence. Maturity can feel like a double-edged sword. It may sacrifice the aspects you once cherished, then allow you to grow in the process. That childlike innocence, that easy simplicity, even that boundless passion may be dampened as a result. The response is not to persist in tenuous conditions, but acknowledge that our bodies are imperfect vessels. They demand our care and they demand our attention. And time will come when we are prompted to acknowledge our surroundings. Forgive those days which offer little value besides watching a film or going for a walk. Not every day is a game to be flawless. Choose to be precision or make the perfect thing. In the end, few will understand or acknowledge my effort. Much of my voice will be lost in that which is heard, politely ignored. It won't change my life, and it won't ruin it either. Others will speak in my place. My job is to respect their time. The viewing of a film can be just as rewarding as my own. I don't need to create the best, or even create a pleasant one. I just need to accept my efforts. I may return once I feel compelled, though I cannot confirm that I will always be around, as I couldn't confirm before, although I am certain I will call once again. Thank you for your hospitality and the help with finalizing my script, though I still haven't found an ending. I don't know if my script was ever made. Sometimes it's worth finding another script instead. Success is not something defined by society. We are living here and now. I think I'm happy with what I create.